Genevieve Koolen, SAP employee, HR director.
Okay, so we have the HR director for SAP Africa. So I'm just going to ask you a few questions on how she got to the point that she is, and maybe it can inspire the young generation like yourself to maybe get there. How did you basically get to this position?
So, I mean, we're going back a number of years. So I just want to be clear. So I did a business degree and spent my undergrad doing industrial psychology, and I have a master's degree in industrial psychology. So HR was quite kind of an easy home for industrial, okay? And I started off doing HR in small organizations, as most HR people start off with. You start off as an HR analyst or an HR business partner, and over time, of course, and with lots of kind of continuous learning projects. And a good manager, I grew in the organizations I was in. And I have to say, good managers matter because they're able to spot areas for development, for growth, and be able to put you into roles that stretch you, that grow you, that give you opportunities. I spent the first few years in the advertising sector, in one of the big advertising houses in South Africa, and really cut my teeth on HR in that environment, which is often quite a tough environment for HR. People are not naturally interested in rules in the advertising space. When I left advertising, I went into management consulting and spent almost 20 years in management consulting.
Wow!
And management consulting has the benefit of providing you with wide-scale access to industries across the experience space, right? So whether we were working in finance, we were working in petrochemicals, in mining, in local government, in regional government. So you can condense your experience quite quickly because every project you work on is a different industry, a different sector. And so you learn quite quickly then. You don't actually have to leave your job to figure out a new sector. You just work on a different project and it gives you access to that sector, right? So you learn to solve problems across sectors and begin to see the trends across the sectors. Because everyone thinks they're quite unusual, but actually organizations have more similarities than they have differences. But you learn the nuances of different industries and therefore able to problem solve across sectors, When I decided that consulting was for young people, because it's very demanding and they do a lot of travel and spend a lot of time away from home, I then decided to move back into operations and chose tech as the area of expertise I wanted to do. And so I am, years later, many years later in tech, and using 30 years of experience, I guess, in the tech sector.
Interesting. So, I often hear is like HR has been a kind of hard, or like a lot of people saying it's a hard sector to actually get a job eventually, because and I see a lot of people do HR in high school, but how do you become a manager instantly? So I would like to ask you, like, how did you navigate yourself from maybe one role, one position to the next, and how did you end up being at the top that you are right now? Yeah.
So there's only one trick to advancement. Okay. Firstly, you have to listen and learn and listen and learn and listen and learn. Okay. There's no quick jump. Okay. Learning to work with people and learning to understand organizations is complex. It's not something you're going to figure out overnight, right? And your willingness to be a lifelong learner, okay? Be open to taking feedback, knowing what you're doing wrong, getting other people to advise you really matters. And then I'd say the second most important is always trying to work for good managers. Okay, managers make a difference in their life. If someone has an interest in you, sees your willingness to work hard and learn new things every day, then those managers push you, and they push your skills level up. You know, because by watching them, by observing them, by being part of their conversations, you elevate your own, conversations, and you improve your own problem-solving abilities. So for me, those are the two things. Listen, and learn. Okay, correct. And then attach yourself to a good manager or mentor in your area of expertise. You don't have to learn everything from scratch. Sometimes you can copy. Okay, because when people do things well, and you emulate that, okay, you don't have to recreate the wheel. You'll figure it out. And that's how you then do it. And then people will see you grow, and they'll offer you opportunities to do better, and say, how about applying for a team lead? And then you have to consolidate your learning. You can't go, this year I'm doing a new job, and next year I'm doing a new job, and the following year I'm doing... You have to consolidate your learning. Things take time to learn. And I think that one of the things that's useful for a younger audience is to say, if you get the skill right, money comes. You can't rush it. It's not something you'll figure out overnight. Build your skills.
Okay, build your skill. Okay, so thank you very much, Genevieve. It's a really great pleasure to be speaking to you. I don't know if you have any key takeaway to maybe someone that's looking to start studying university or just out of university, doesn't know what career path to actually take. What's the shortest summary you can say to that?
Well, I'd say everybody thinks they want to work with people. It's a myth. Okay? People are probably the hardest thing you can work with. Okay? It requires a lot of insight into the human psyche. So be sure that that's what you want to do. Okay, don't take it lightly, because it's a complex set of requirements, and it will exhaust you every single day. So be sure that that's what you want to do.
Oh wow, lovely! Thank you guys very much, and make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel.